$72,359 made in the last 2 months and withdrawn. And before you get to thinking that anything crazy is happening, let me refresh this page live for you so that you can see that all of it is 100% real right in front of you. And in this video, I'm going to show you the full breakdown, the entire system that I used that helped me make over $70,000 in 2 months. The same system you've seen me use to withdraw $25,000 live, make $44,000 in 1 month, and consistently show you guys over and over and over again exactly how I do it. So stick with me for a couple of minutes if you want a system that actually works and is going to help push you to finally becoming a better trader. So just to very quickly go over it, I use Take Profit Trader. This is a prop firm, and essentially what I do is I spend around $100 to $200 on an evaluation account. This account is basically going to be like a fake account. All you have to do is pass the challenges, and once you pass the challenges, you will be given actual money to trade with, quote unquote. And so they're going to pay you based on the profits that you make. So the entry to barrier here is going to be around $200 to around $500 instead of losing $20,000 of your own money, which I know a lot of you guys have most likely done. So that's what I do very quickly. And I rotate these profits that I'm making into a long-term options portfolio. By the way, first link in the description if you want to try out Take Profit Trader. Also, code SOA will give you, I think, like 40% off on all accounts. So instead of the accounts being $170 a month, they drop all the way to like 100. So it's going to be very beneficial for you. But here's the deal, guys. The money that you're seeing me make on these prop firms are not because I have bulletproof discipline and I am this like perfect being, right? I still have hiccups. I still have tilt days. I have live tilt days that people have literally seen in person. And regardless of what happens, regardless of the tilt, regardless of the mental, the number one thing that I have in check is my strategy and my system. All of it is absolutely dialed in. So in this video, I'm going to show you the entire strategy and system so that way you can replicate the same things. So open up TradingView. I'm going to teach you the whole strategy right now. If you don't pay attention for like 10 minutes, this is just not going to make any sense, but just pay attention 10 minutes and you are going to absolutely change the way that you think about trading. So Fibonacci retracement system. This is the easiest trading strategy in the world, the Fib continuation setup. What we're going to do is we're going to bring out the Fibonacci tools right here in the top left corner. Now you're going to drag it out. It's going to look like this. Very complicated looking lines, but we're going to clean this up because I'm a very simple trader. I like to have the most simple concepts possible. I do not want to stuff all these ICT, all these fair value gap. I hate all of that. I don't want to stuff it down your throat. What we're going to do instead is we're going to go into these settings here and we're going to go ahead and delete a lot of these levels. You're going to leave just these 5 levels that I'm going to keep on my chart here. So 0, 6.5, 6.18, 1.5. Those are the levels that I want to keep on my chart. Go ahead and pause the video right now. Go and put them on your chart so that way you can follow along with me. Now, once you have that ready, you are going to basically do this exact same thing every single day. You're going to find a big range, right? And this is, you can do this on any time frame. The higher time frame you go, the more accurate the strategy is going to be. So right now I'm going to do it on the 15-minute for you. You're going to find a big range. And so what I mean by a range very quickly is you're going to have a move like this, right? Your range is going to be this right here. That is a range. And so you want to find the top and the bottom of that range. And so that's what this is going to look like right here. You're going to find this top and this bottom right here. These are the areas of your range. And so what you're going to do is you're going to grab your Fibonacci. This is, I kid you not, the most simple strategy in the world. You're going to go from the left to the right. Okay. Now you have these areas here and I'm going to explain them very quickly for you. So you have this top and you have this bottom. What are we expecting here? Let me go ahead and do this replay. I know people absolutely hate replay, but I need to show you guys this. So the first area is going to be the golden pocket. All right. This is going to be GP for short. And the second area is the 50%. These are your 2 most important areas to pay attention to whenever you are taking a trade using this strategy. Because one thing that you will notice is the price will most likely either react off of this level in reverse or price will react off of the 50%. and reverse. This is the two most likely things to happen. So if we pay a little bit of attention to this trade here, we let it play out. And as you can see, we immediately start rejecting the golden pocket all the way down, right? So we know that this works, but the way to actually enter is going to be very, very simple. You need to wait for a price action confirmation once you get to a level. That way you can catch yourself an entry. And so what that's going to look like is something like this. As you can see, we come through and then we retest that golden pocket there. That is showing that sellers are in control, right? Look at where the sellers come in. Take a look right here. These wicks equal sellers pushing the candle down, right? So we know that. Now what we want to do is enter once we get a break of these lows. Very, very simple. It's the most easy strategy in the book. Now, in terms of a target, there's a couple things that you can do. One, you can target all the way down to these lows. The second thing you can most likely do is grab a fib from the top to the bottom, right? From the left to the right, always from the left to the right. And so you're just going to grab the fib and have the range. Now you have yourself targets. You have many targets. You have this 50% here, 50%, this golden pocket. So you can trim along the way as your positions go. And as you can see, we end up hitting 2 targets here before we go back to stop loss. So it's very, very simple. This is the same strategy that you can use over and over again every single day. So once again, we have ourselves a big range, as you can see right here, huge range. We have a bottom and we have a top of that range. This is, again, going to be the exact same move as we saw earlier. We're going to grab from the left to the right. And as you can see, boom, there's our fib. Now all we're waiting for is a reaction off of this fib to push to the upside, right? It's the same thing every single time I take a position. It is robotic. It's the same thing every time. This is the way that entry models should work. They should be repeatable, mechanical. This is the reason why the trading actually works for me, and you guys are stuck gambling and guessing, right? So the next thing we're going to look for is a price action confirmation of some sort. As you can see, this is starting to look like a short side. So you can start getting ready for the short, or we can get ready for the long if we actually continue to the upside. So let's see what ends up happening here. We end up failing that short attempt. So you would not have gotten in shorts there. And now all we're waiting for is one, you could either get your entry here since we just broke highs and you can target the next high up, or we can wait for a retracement back down to the 50% and then a continuation up. It's the same thing every single time. And so take a look here. We end up getting that retracement and then we end up getting the push off, and you can set your entry right here. And let's see if that plays out. Beautifully, this ends up going straight to target. And as you can see, this is a 500 ticks, 125 point target, pretty massive position. So yeah, this is the entry model. But there's one main thing that I know that you're missing, and I know that this is not clicking just yet. It may click, but trust me, if you just go and try to replicate this, you're going to see something wrong. The number one rule that I have outside of just this Fibonacci is to make sure you follow the trend, okay? And so I created an entry model called the TFC entry model. So what the TFC entry model stands for is trend, fail, continue. And it's the most simple concept in the world, but of course I wanted to make sure that I have it in like a repeatable way, so that way you can just get it and understand it really easily. So the TFC looks something like this. We have a very clear, very obvious trend. And what I like to do is I like to catch the move on the bottom of these trends on the potential move higher. So my risk to reward looks a lot better than most traders, because what most traders do is they wait for this break, right? I know you're watching this and you're probably like, oh my God, I do this every single day. What ends up happening? You reverse right off of this, and then it comes straight to your stop loss, and now you're down 100 points on the day. Well, what I do is I catch the potential move, and I put my stop loss still in the same spot, and I catch double the amount of profit when I'm right, and half the amount of loss whenever I'm wrong. So 50 point stop loss versus a 100 plus point stop loss. It is the most amazing entry model in the world. And so let me show you exactly what that looks like on the charts. If you don't get this, I'm telling you, it is going to be like night and day. Once you figure it out, it's going to be the most important thing in the world, and you're going to just love me. Thank me later. You're going to thank me later. Okay. So as you can see here, we're going to look for a trend, right? Now, I, of course, am not going to be able to show you this live until tomorrow, which if you come back to my YouTube channel tomorrow, there will most likely be a live trading recording. But let's say that there's no live trading recording. I'm going to show you now. Okay. We have a very obvious short side trend here. And one thing that we need to do to make sure that we know we have a very obvious short side trend is we are breaking previous structure. So this structure is broken, right? Let's say that we have this here. We know that this structure is now considered downside. The next thing that I'm waiting for, guys, is going to be a failure. We have T, now we need F, which is failure. And so what this looks like essentially is going to be this. We have ourselves this big move here. The next candle that comes out is considered our failure candle, right? This failure candle is essentially the most important thing in the game, okay? Most times, if you have a level of any kind, for example, a fib, right? If you have a fib, let's say it looks like this, you want to make sure that you have a failure at your level before you get in, because that is where you test the buyers or test the sellers to make sure that the move actually wants to go your way, right? It's a retest. It's very, very simple. And so what ends up happening is we break this, we come up to attempt, right? We have ourselves the failure, and then we want to wait for a continuation. And so a continuation is very simple, a break below lows. So if we break lows, we enter the position, stop losses go over the fib, and we let the trade run from there. And as you can see, we have a nice continuation to continue all the way back down. Now, your question might be, well, what happens if there's multiple candles, right? Because there could be multiple candles, and then at that point, is the TFC still valid? Well, yes, it is. The way that we see a TFC with multiple candles is going to look something like this. So as you can see here, we have ourselves the trend, right? The next candle that comes out is green. Here's your failure. So what we're going to look for is a short below this low. Perfect. Now, on the next candle, if it does not break that low, what we're going to do is we're going to move it to this low. We're going to see, does that low get broken? No. Move it to this low. Stop loss always goes on the other side of the previous candle or above the level. And in this case, it's going to be the fib. You're going to go here. Nope, that doesn't go. We don't break lows. Here we get the low break. Beautiful. Stop loss is going to stay above the highs of the previous candle. In this case, I'll probably put it above the highs of the whole structure. And then we let the trade run from there. And as you can see, it's a massive, massive position. And we could probably use fibs to determine exactly where our target's going to be. I have no idea if this is going to work yet, but let's check this out. Here's bottom of your giant range, top of your giant range. Boom, just like that. And as you can see, we place our target down on the fibs. And now you have a beautiful spot where you're most likely going to reject. And we have that reject right here. So you got yourself a nice target. This is the same exact strategy I use every single day. I kid you not. I will show you my trades that I take live actually with my mentorship students. By the way, mentorship link in the description if you're interested. It's fully one-on-one. I don't do any group stuff. It's all one-on-one directly with you. But if you see here, this is every single position I take. It looks the exact same. We have trend, we have a failure at the level, we continue and push over for that TFC to the upside. This is the same exact position over and over and over again. I can literally do this all day. Take a look here at another position that went over 125 points as well. Take a look at the entry. It's the same thing over and over again. You are going to absolutely be mind boggled by how stupidly easy my trading is. We come down, very clear trend. We push up. All of these wicks here are showing that we are looking to push downside. And then we break lows for the TFC. And it's like the most ridiculously simple concept in the world, but it is so powerful. You guys are going to hate this, but I can show you this over and over again. 214 ticks, beautiful position to the downside, the same TFC system. Also, this is not just me who's using this, right? I have over 450 students. And as you can see, every single student that is getting payouts here, that's making thousands of dollars a day, actually, that's a lot of money. Almost $5,000 a day, $4,500 a day, another $1,000, right? All of these people that are doing this are all using the same exact system. It's all because I work with them directly one-on-one and I teach them the entire system from start to finish. So if that's something you're interested in, first link in the description. I've done this for a long time. But yeah, this TFC system and the Fibonacci system has made me over $70,000 in the last 2 months. And what I want to do is make it a little bit more money. So I'm going to withdraw right in front of you guys. As I've done in so many videos, I withdraw every video I have because I want you guys to really see that this is possible, that you can do the same thing. I'm not the only one that's making $70,000 in 2 months. And of course, there's a lot of fake people out there, I know. But I want you to see that there are real people and there are real opportunities for you to make money. So let's go ahead and withdraw some money, $584.25. Let's just go ahead and withdraw all of it. And there you go. Let's request the payout. Beautiful. We've requested the payout. This pushes us well over the $72,000. I think it's like almost 73K now. But there you guys have it. I mean, this is my favorite system. It's my favorite thing to trade and is the easiest thing to trade in my opinion. So if you guys want more info on that, or you want to actually learn everything that I do fully one-on-one, first link in the description. And I'll see you guys all later. Adios, everybody. Goodbye.